want you all to be vigilant. These days we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws and bandits roaming the country. And we have one of those vermin here today. A fella called Hans, who is clearly not right in the head. A dangerous madman, a brawler, and a thug. The worst of all, a poacher. And so, for the damages he caused to our dear Lord Otto von Berghoff, he is sentenced to be hanged by the neck until dead!
Stop! You can't execute this man. He's a noble. Captain Thomas here will testify that we're messengers from Rattay.
What is this nonsense, for Christ's sake?
It's true. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein.
Deal with it, for God's sake!
But sir, the captain!
Captain Thomas has a fever. He's clearly delirious. Seize them immediately.
You can't do this! I am a nobleman, do you hear? A noble! Get your hands off me! You can't do this!
Open the gates!
My lord.
What the hell is going on?
It was just a... It's a hanging.
You can't hang him. He's a noble.
That's for me to judge. Take him down! And for Christ's sake, help me off this horse!
You may enter. His lordship is expecting you.
So, you're messengers from Rattay, huh? I was wondering when someone would turn up. All right, then. Let's hear it.
My respects, Sir Otto. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, and this is Henry of Skalitz, my escort.
Welcome to Trotsky, gentlemen. I'd greet you standing up as befits, but I'm glad I can even sit at the moment.
I heard you were ambushed by outlaws.
You heard right. Those bastards did a job on me. And I got out luckier than most. Almost all the others were killed, including my page and my surgeon. So there is no one here to heal me, and I will have to inform poor Albert's father that his son died in my service.
I hope your health will soon be restored, sir.
We shall see. But now, You tell me what happened here in Herrgott's Namen. Why did my chamberlain try to hang you, Lord Capon?
In truth, the welcome we got from your Master Chamberlain was somewhat... how shall I put it? Well, it was somewhat unexpected. I must say, it was the first time I had a noose around my neck, and it wasn't the most pleasant experience.
Please, accept my apologies, sir. And that of my chamberlain, too. Is that not so, Ulrich? I must say in his defense that he had my orders not to admit anyone to the castle, and to be cautious.
I understand, sir. At home, some bandits got into Tamberg by subterfuge, and it cost us a lot of effort to reconquer it.
I'm glad you understand. Anyway, let us leave this misunderstanding aside and get to the point. As far as I'm aware, Ratai showed no interest in negotiations before, either with me or with the League of Lords.
True. Our houses have thus far stood on opposite sides.
I should say so. Attacking Brno and Jihlava together with that renegade Sokol of Lemberg hardly inspired our sympathy. But let us leave that aside. Tell me, what does Sir Hanush have on his mind? I am all ears.
Unfortunately, during the ambush, we lost the letter we were carrying, so you'll have to make do with my word of mouth.
All right. Go ahead and speak.
In brief, Sir Hanush, Sir Radzig, and other lords take the view that the situation has got out of control. And that's of no benefit to anyone in Bohemia, neither Wenceslas's supporters or the League of Lords. King Sigismund's actions will not lead to instilling greater order than under King Wenceslas. Quite the contrary.
Let us say that maybe. What arises from it?
Sir Hanush and the other lords on our side are interested in knowing what the stance of the League of Lords is at this moment, and whether they haven't perhaps reevaluated some things.
In other words, whether I might betray Sigismund.
I wouldn't be so bold as to suggest that, sir. We are merely interested in whether you would sit down at the negotiating table with us. It's necessary to discuss the future of the kingdom, whether it's to be a common one or not.
The future is still a long way off for me, Lord Capon. Nonetheless, Sir Hanush and Sir Radzig are right. There is disorder and anarchy in the land. Bandits riding roughshod all over. As we all know, to our cost.
We've had plenty of experience of that at home too, sir. Only a short time ago we had to deal with a similar band.
Then you will surely understand that before I begin debating who would be the better king, I must sweep my own doorstep. Only I'm damned if I know how to do that, since those bastards have wiped out half of my garrison, including my captain.
If I may be so bold, sir, you're not the only one. We also have a score to settle with them, so Henry and I will gladly help you.
Is that so? Now that is what I call the words of a knight, Sir Hans.
Right now, we've got a common enemy, so we have common interests, too.
So then, sir, may we be of assistance to you?
Indeed, you may. Perhaps in the end we may really find some common ground. I need to muster sufficient reserves to deal with those outlaws once and for all. I'm summoning my vassals here to Trotsky. And since I don't have many men left to send as messengers, I will gladly accept your help.
Just say the word, sir. Where should we go?
You'll go to Nebakov, a small castle, or rather a fortress among the cliffs. The yeoman there, Jaromir Nebak, is an old hardhat and may not be very willing to fulfill his obligations. It would be useful if an eloquent noble like yourself visited him to explain him clearly why I need his whole garrison.
What should we do if he's unwilling to heed what we say?
His house has always been loyal to mine, and it has always been more than worth their while. So tell him that I would like it to remain so. I do not expect any great obstacles, but it would be wise to show Sir Jaromir respect by sending him someone of status. He will take his time over being persuaded, and then concur, as he always has done.
I'll get to him somehow, sir.
I expect nothing less from you.
Who is this Lord Nebak?
The lord of a smaller house with not much in the way of estates, just a fortress and lands, but he also owns a mill that provides a significant part of his income. His children are grown up. His daughter married well, thanks to Sir Otto. His son is away from the domain, dealing with duties. Sir Otto helped him to acquire an official position. In short, the House of Nebak is more than beholden to Sir Otto for his magnanimous help and support.
Thank you. Nevertheless, I suspect Jaromir will not be keen to charge into battle. But that is of little consequence. He has a few good men who will be useful. That will do us. If he delivers, I will regard his obligation as fulfilled.
Is that all, sir?
It's no simple task. Knowing Jaromir, if I sent a common messenger, he'd come back with a boot print on his backside. Dealing with the lower nobility can be tricky. They tend to be fixated on their own somewhat...
We'll take care of it, sir. Count on us.
All right. We'll head out as soon as possible. Let's not delay our diplomatic mission unnecessarily.
Very well. I think that is all for now. The Chamberlain will show you where you can put your heads down, and he will supply you with horses. And once we have resolved this little digression, we shall talk about your own mission.
Thank you, sir.
May I ask something, Sir Otto?
Oh. Ask away, young man.
When you were ambushed, did you see those bandits? Would you recognize any of them?
Henry, don't start with that again.
Why do you ask?
The thing is, when we were ambushed, I believe I saw among them one of the men we ran up against at home.
Oh. What did he look like? Do you know his name?
He's called Istvan Toth, a Hungarian noble. He wears black armor. A stocky fella, around 40.
I've already told you that's nonsense. How would he be here? You only saw him from a distance, from behind. You're imagining it.
And why does this Toth interest you, young man?
He was the leader of a band that made trouble for us in Sasau. And he has something that belongs to me.
Interesting. Interesting. But I must disappoint you. I saw no one of that description.
Thank you, sir. And sorry. I had to ask.
I understand. And now I shall entrust you to the care of Ulrich here. And I shall look forward to the good tidings. You go with God.
Thank you for everything, sir.
There will be time enough yet for social niceties. Now there are more Sir Otto has generously agreed to accommodate Lord Capon in one of his chambers. And you, Henry, shall also be accommodated, as befits your your equipment shall also be returned to you, and you'll find your horse in the... Nevertheless, his lordship takes the view that, as a noble's escort, you should have a befitting mount, and therefore he has kindly decided that you may take one of our horses. Gentlemen, follow me. So, Sir Hans, allow me to...
Hold on, Sir Ulrich. If you think everything is settled between us, and we're gonna act like nothing happened, then you're mistaken.
Sir?
You were going to have me executed a short while ago. I expect a proper apology.
Then please accept my apology once more, sir. But given the circumstances...
Given the circumstance? What circumstances?
Sir, poaching is a capital offense.
And are you the king? That you can hand down death sentences? No, you are not. What's more, you had plenty of reasons to realize it wasn't a good idea.
Sir, I could not have realized that.
You couldn't have realized. Yes, you could, but then you wouldn't have been able to play the Lord and stage private executions.
Sir, once more I apologize. And now, please allow me to show you to your quarters.
I wouldn't dream of inconveniencing you. I'll find my quarters by myself. Henry, once you're done with that annoying fool, get your horse and we'll meet at the gate.
Well, it seems Lord Capon will not be requiring my services anymore today.
Please excuse him. He's been through a lot, as I'm sure you understand.
It is understandable, of course. I was just hoping that our relationship would be a bit warmer after that, regrettable misunderstanding. Nevertheless, welcome to Trusky, the finest and biggest castle you shall ever see. Rumor has it that the castle was built on the jaws of hell, and that we're sometimes plagued by demons here. But don't believe a word of it. It's just idle talk to excuse the servants' laziness and incompetence. It's demanding enough keeping everything here running smoothly without any of that. It requires a man of exceptional qualities and talents. By the way, this place is a maze for strangers. It's very easy to get lost.
You're right, but I promised myself I wouldn't leave until the last moment. So, have you got any ideas?
Well, if I did, I'd leave it till the last moment. The jail cells are down there. But I believe you are already fairly well acquainted with that part of the castle, aren't you?
All too well, thanks.
Here it is. You'll find a bed inside, opposite the door, and a chest where we put your belongings. You'll find some new clothing there, a little gift from our gracious lord, to ensure you're not mistaken for a beggar again. Once you're settled in and properly dressed, stop by the stables. They're beyond the gate, down the path. Ask for Kabat. He was supposed to prepare a horse and tack for you. Or tell him you'll keep your own if you insist. Then he'll give you proper tack at least, so you don't disgrace us. So, you and I are finished, and I can finally attend to some proper work, so this castle doesn't fall on our heads.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Blah, blah, blah. What a load of shit.
You cheeky bastard.
day. What do you need? Excellent. You made a fine purchase, good sir. What will it be?
Hola.
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Look what I have for you.
This could come in handy. Gotcha. I bought a flying new bow the other day for a great price.
What good's a bow to you, for God's sake? What a waste of money.
Didn't you hear that the king himself announced that everyone should have a good bow on hand?
Which king would that be?
I don't know. But when the king commands, the subjects have to obey, don't they?
You didn't hear it from the trader who sold his clothes.
Farewell, take it. God be with you.
Greetings to you.
Show me.
Thank you, and come again, sir. What would you like?
I'll have
Happy to be of service, sir.
Good to see you.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift. While exploring the region,
Ah, yes. Captain Thomas and his men were not the only... At least we know what happened here.
is there any work around? Demons?
Quiet! I don't want to cause... But yes, unfortunately. Once...
You mean horned ones? From
Do you know any other kind? But I suppose you could do it?
You want me to get involved with hell itself?
You know the times with war, bandits. The castle is built upon an ancient, though fortunately, the spawn of hell shows...
Let's get to the heart of the matter. Just tell me what needs to be done.
Our cooks, Manietta and Berto, were complaining about the creatures running around their kitchen. Ossiner, the castle blacksmith, was also blabbering something of the sort as well. The good news is it's only 3 for now. We have to act quickly to prevent the panic from spreading any...
What did you do about it in the past? I reckon this isn't the first time you've had to deal with it.
We usually cleansed the infested places with the help of a priest or an apothecary, except for that one year when Sir Otto himself faced Lucifer in...
Lord von Berghoff has my... How long did they fight? And what kind of armor was Lucifer wearing?
In any case, you'll have... And then simply make... I'm sure both the question is if you're up to it.
I'm ready to scour the castle. Could you arrange for me to be able to go wherever I want in the castle, without anyone...
Very well. You can move freely about the castle while completing this, but don't stay any longer than necessary in... I let the guards and servants know If anyone asks, tell them...
You said something about a priest and an apothecary.
We've always used either holy water or magic water from the... Which one would you prefer?
I reckon the holy water is...
If I recall, it was blessed by the bishop himself during the East. I believe you can do it. Should the demons attack you, just run away. But don't make too much of a ruckus. God be with you.
Careful. Careful. I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Bugger off.
I'm not gonna forget such insolence. Careful. Any idea what that was? I'll go there. I must be mad. To hell with it.
Greetings. What would...
I've sinned, Father.
Your soul is pure, son. Do you really...
I'll do it,
Outside Troskovitz, there is a small chapel where the poor go to. That's where you should look for redemption.
What penance do you give me?
Bless yourself and say the...
All right, Father. I've sinned.
First,
I heard the castle is haunted. Did they bother you too?
they did indeed. A few days ago, I was in the chapel, deep in prayer. Fac mihi hominium. Swear an oath of allegiance.
My God. What did you say to it?
I laughed in the face of the prince. Would you not rather renounce your slavery and return to... Without hesitation, he replied, better to rule hell than to be a slave. And then he disappeared, veiled in a terrible foul...
That sounds horrifying. But anyway, like I said, I was told to sprinkle water. If they dare try that even on...
I'm glad you have faith in the Lord. Now take up your task and rid us of that. May the Lord... I'm sorry.
What kind of...
Rare ones, lad. His lordship spends little time at Trotsky. As the royal chamberlain, he has to be in Prague most of the...
What does the royal chamber...
I understand, lad. You're asking about...
Yeah, exactly.
Sir Otto von Burgo is the royal chamberlain. Subcamerarius, in Latin. He's one of the 9 most powerful officials in the kingdom. He manages the royal towns and monasteries, approves the councillors and abbots in them, and appoints...
Why doesn't Lord von Burgov free our King Wenceslas from captivity in Vienna? He's powerful.
It's politics, boy. Pure and...
All right.
Briefly,
Or maybe you could start with why they captured our king.
That's obvious, isn't it? King Wenceslas's rejection of our high nobility started to annoy them. So, they joined forces with his brother, the Hungarian King Sig. A year ago, they got together and captured Wenceslas in Prague. And Sigismund had the royal castles occupied. They secretly took the king to Vienna, where his brother is still holding him firmly under lock and key.
So von Burgov and the others want Sigismund to be...
Not at all. Soon they discovered they'd miscalculated, and that Sigismund wanted the whole country for himself. And now, they can't agree. I think that's why Lord von Burkhoff received your message. He's trying to find new allies among the lower...
Why does Sir Otto have to be in Prague so...
Because that's the seat of the royal court, and our lord is one of the highest royal officials. Praga caput regni, young man. Prague is the heart of the kingdom. All the political threads... If you want to be somebody, or to Moravia.
I hear they're a demon.
Again, is anyone sprinkling?
Oh,
That's the only thing that works.
what do you think of all...
Occasionally, I hear the servants telling stories that sound like they're taken straight out of a Cistercian penitentiary. Even Gregory the Great, Gregory of Tours, Caesarius of Heisterbach, or Jacobus of... The devil, as the enemy of both God and man, makes every effort to seduce the soul onto the road. How do you imagine the fall?
Like a hairy terror with hooves.
Like something out of the Codex. Anything else?
I heard some interesting books from Prague have arrived at the... There's one I'd like to borrow. A sand-coloured cover.
Yes, several rare and astonishing books have arrived from... But why are you interested in an alchemist's...
I've heard there are some interesting ideas. Every alchemist is in dogged pursuit of wisdom.
Perhaps you know more about that book than... Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Lord Nickvard Libak helped me sort the new books at the time, and the one you're looking for caught his attention. He left with it before I could even discover what it's about. All I remember is the author's initials, B.B. I'm fairly benevolent when it comes to lending books, and I appreciate, but he's had it borrowed for an excessive amount of time now. I'd like to ask him to return it.
Why would Nickvard...
I have a sneak. It seems Nickvard lost the book. I've warned him repeatedly not to carry borrowed books around with him, but to leave them in his chamber. But Nickvard is old and stubborn, and this is...
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nickvard...
But I digress. As I said, Nickvard is intentional. I've managed to find 3 people who've spoken to him recently. Bertha, the cook, Regina, the maid, and Hirsch.
For a nobleman, Nickvard is quite wary.
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to anyone but my... Nickvard is a loner, which is also why I suspect something bad has happened, now that he's decided to leave his... But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Berkhove's arrival, I've...
I thought you had the book on you. But since you don't...
That's a pity. Yeah, I'll just have to hope Nickvard's conscience will catch up with him and he'll come by himself. Continue invest... I might have time for that once the papal schism is over.
My lord?
Bring me something to eat.
Certainly, right away.
You shouldn't work so hard. You'll wear yourself out.
It's just, I don't like lounging about, sir.
Why?
I get the feeling life's passing me by, and that the Lord will be displeased.
Welcome, sir.
Do you know where I can find Nickvard? The scribes...
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time. I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nickvard.
Aye, I heard you.
I can.
In that case, would you mind reading this message I have...
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Capon. Never mind. Read on. Though I reckon it interests...
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those 2 women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, and I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void, but fear not, I shall get them back. May this be the first task on the road to your... That's it.
Beautiful.
That was complete nonsense.
Imagine how I felt having to listen to it.
But what does it mean?
Lord Liebach has taken a liking to me. I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me, but then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's Potion Book. He said it would light a flame in him that would burn out, so I suppose it was.
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Look, can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here, talking about some old lovelorn noble.
I need help. You can give it some thought, can't you?
No! And now...
The Chamberlain said you know something about the demons haunting...
Of course I do. But I don't know what to think. I keep finding hair in my food. Someone hides my spices. My soup goes sour.
Well, maybe... What would demons want?
The more I think about it, a dog can't make your soup go... And besides, sometimes you hear this...
Where should I start looking?
They must be coming from the other side of the castle. Under...
All right. But what am I supposed... I heard I'm supposed to pour some kind of...
But you're mostly right. You have to douse the ground in front of the fireplace they're coming from. That creates a boundary.
All right.
That's hard to describe. Anyway, there are 5 such fireplaces. Together they form the shape of a 5-pointed star.
Don't worry. Hopefully I'll...
If I were you, I'd do it during the night. Even the demons have to sleep.
The devil never...
And the sooner you get rid of them. Farewell, my friend.
The Chamberlain mentioned you...
You're damn right I did.
I hear they're crawling out of fire.
I'm sure at least half a dozen demons have taken up residence. If the Chamberlain didn't tell you how dangerous this is for...
Of course he told me.
I'm glad to give those demons...
Tell me what you know then.
You know the guardhouse with the little arena? In the palace below the Crone, over inside, I mean, on the ground floor. The place stinks like hell, day in and day out. I've seen things there with my... I'd start the investigation.
All right.
What would you like?
I'd like to use...
And...
I'd like to get...
Excellent.
I'll gladly...
All right. Phew. I always get hungry after a fuck like that. I'll go and find something.
God be with you. Keep the peace. And we'll stay friends.
No. It needs...
The Chamberlain said you know something about the...
Those months. Last summer, we only heard them scratching the... But they got up. They're leaving charred marks on my wooden spoons. Throwing clumps in my...
Don't worry.
My eyes and ears aren't what they used to be. On the lookout for. That's how the demons disguise themselves.
All right. I'll keep an eye out.
They're coming from the other side of the castle, below the maiden.
Manietta told me the demons are coming from this side of the castle.
My God! And I was so...
Let me guess. I'll have to find and...
Of course. Everyone knows the demons. You have to find 5 fireplaces in the palace, under the maiden, and be careful to sprinkle and every...
I hope...
And one more, but most of all...
Bertha, instead of devils, I need your help. The scribe told me you might know something about...
Well, I'm waiting for Lord Libac to... I brewed him another phial of medicine, but I don't even know if the last... I told him to stop by for another one soon. I reckon he must...
Did he say where he was...
I can't say. I promised Lord Libac his secret is safe with me, as well as his fire.
Oh, come now. Nickvar misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist. I need to find it.
I remember the recipes by heart. And Lord Libac's secret is certainly...
About...
How many times do I have to tell you?
Medicine...
That's none of your...
Listen, Bertha. Do you realize your stubbornness is making everything more... Nickvar borrows a mysterious book, suddenly he stops talking to the scribe, and falls ill. And when the only person who wants to get to the bottom of it comes to you, you keep mum. You don't want to have Nickvar on your conscience, do you?
I suppose you're right. I reckon Lord Libac would forgive me if he knew I was only trying to...
I'm sure he would.
Well, it's a common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libac had, well, how to say it? Everything came out much too quickly.
Nickvar didn't have time to run down the stairs, eh?
It was in the privy down below the crone, by the training ground. But I helped him clean his hose and made him the medicine. And I promise that Lord Libac is quite particular about the impression he makes on the young maids, you know. He didn't want this little... That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters. Though it's closer to his chamber, but to the arena instead. And only when there weren't any soldiers around. But this time, it...
Is that all?
What else is there to say? That the entire time he looked as if he'd done the work. It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. I'm just surprised, I must say. He did look as if the fate of the entire castle...
I don't know if this is going to do me any...
Well, you could have...
Thanks anyway.
Go and get your horse so we can get going.
I'd like to look...
Certain.
Can we...
As you wish.
A practice...
What's your weapon of...
I'll take a long...
What should I take?
The same as...
Shall we get started?
Let's do this. Attack me! I'll try to defend.
Sure!
Too slow! Ha! Go for
Go and get your horse so we can get going.
Take that! No, you don't! Go fuck yourself! Fucking hell! Enough. Give me a moment. All right.
Privies for the soldiers, but not a demon in sight.
What do you need?
You mentioned...
What about him?
Who is he?
Well, I heard he was a stonemason. The rumour around the village is he and his friends saved their pay for God knows what. The one who knew where the coin was hid. Since then, the other... by dilapidated, he's gone completely insane. I'm not so... What's it to be? All right, come back when... can I help you to...
I'd like...
I'm not... What's it to...
Bow.
Oh,
Well,
fine.
hang on. Yeah.
Wait a while. Archers, get set. And we're off. I'm shooting like a follow himself today. I'm shooting like Apollo himself today. I'm shooting like Apollo himself today. I'm all thumbs today. You might as well just give up. Bullseye. If only my aim was always that good. You might as well just give up. Bullseye. Shot! I'm shooting like Apollo himself today. That's 5 points. Another 5 points. Shot! Another 5 points. All hail to the victor, meaning me!
God be with you. Keep the peace among stay friends.
What are you here for?
Can you explain to...
It's some... You get plus. We've the more...
I'd like to...
Again, I suppose. What's it to be?
I think it's...
All...
Well...
Fine.
Hang on. Yeah.
Wait. Archers, get set. Let them fly. Shot.
The black again, and I'm not even trying.
I'm shooting like Apollo himself today. That's 5 points.
I can live with that. Slowly but surely.
I'm shooting like Apollo himself today.
I'm all
If only
thumbs
my aim
today.
was always that good. I'm shooting like Apollo himself today.
A shitty 2 points
If
again.
only my aim was always that good.
I can live with that. Slowly but surely. That's 5 points.
All hail to the victor, meaning me.
I'd like to compete at...
Again, what's...
I think it...
All...
Well...
Fine.
Hang on. Yeah.
Wait a while. And have a pleasant evening. And go! Right in the bullseye.
Done worse.
Pretty so-so.
Hey, that wasn't so shabby.
My respects.
Well, it'll have to do.
2 more points in the bag.
That's how it's done.
You might as well just give up. Bullseye!
That's how it's done.
Hey, that wasn't so shabby.
I'm doing pretty well today.
2 more points in the bag.
I'm doing pretty well today.
If only my aim was always that good.
Well, it'll have to do. Sakra! You're a better shot than me!
Thank you.
Cha! Cha!
Nice and slow.
Damn weather.
Good day, sir. I need... Great! Happy to be of sir. What can I do for you?
What do you have for sale?
Word about the price. Well, I suppose we... Aye. I'm glad you found what you were... looking for, sir?
Here,
Oh,
Mutt.
well, I can't believe this is just lying around.
My respect.
Excuse me.
Thank you, and come again, sir.
Good doggy, good boy.
God bless.
What's
I don't know. So, care, friend. Excuse me. What are you doing, you whistler?
Tag, mein... Danke, das war ein gutes Geschäft, mein Herr.
wasn't supposed to grind that belladonna, was I?
You're always welcome home.
Was möchtest du?
I'd like to learn something.
What is this?
I'll have a look.
Danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft.
Die! Quick!
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.